This is TWiT.
We talked about this on Sunday with Philip Elmer DeWitt, who worked at Time Magazine. He was an editor at Time Magazine. Isn't he great? And he said that at Time they had...
him.
Yeah, you know Philip. Yeah, you were at Fortune, right? Yeah, he was at Fortune. They used to have a phrase called bury the pickle. It's a journalism phrase.
I saw that.
You guys, have you ever heard of that, bury the pickle?
No.
It's not like bury the lead. It's writing a headline of a story that's so misleading that the actual fact of the story is not apparent until deep within the story. This is the pickleberry story that you were talking about. You say in the show notes, explain this to me, Leo, from the Washington Post. Minutes before Trump left office, millions of the Pentagon's dormant IP addresses sprang to life. After decades of not using a huge chunk of the internet, the Pentagon has given control of millions of computer addresses to a previously unknown company. In an effort to, now we get to a little bit closer to the truth, in an effort to identify possible cyber vulnerabilities and threats. And then if you dig a little deeper, this previously unknown company is called the Pentagon. And in fact,
this story was this was terrible.
I could not figure it out.
They sent a reporter. This is the funniest part. They sent a reporter to the business address for this unknown company. Wait a minute, let me read this.
Yeah, this was funny. That part was funny.
Yeah, it's bizarre. As listed in the records, the company's address in Plantation, Florida, outside Fort Lauderdale. It's called Global Resource Systems. It's a company founded in September that has no publicly reported federal contracts, no obvious public-facing website. They spent the reporter. This is where it began. This is the pickle, by the way. This is where it began. The reporter found this, heard this. She said she looked it up. The office. The company address is a shared workspace in an office building that doesn't show Global Resource Systems on its lobby directory. That means she went there, right? She went and looked. Global Resource. I don't see it here.
You're going to see that in a minute. Yep.
A receptionist at the shared workspace said Friday she could provide no information about the company and asked a reporter to leave.
I said, good day, sir. I must be on to something big here. They told me to leave. I'm on the trail.
So eventually this goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Finally,
it's a Shaggy Cable story.
It's a Shaggy Cable story. Finally, a spokesperson for the Defense Department confirmed in a statement to the Washington Post the Pentagon still owns all the IP address space, has not sold any of it to a private party, because this this address space, which is 11 dot, we talked about it on Security Now yesterday, it's 11 dot something, something, something. They own the whole 11 dot, which is, I think, 145 million addresses. It's a huge number of addresses. But the Pentagon, we have to remember, the internet began as a Defense Department research project, DARPANet.
DARPA.
And so, of course they did. They said, well, we'll take those. Not that we'll ever use them. And in fact, there was at one point, and Steve thinks this is the real reason for this, at one point, Congress wrote a bill, but it was never passed, to force the Pentagon to sell these addresses.
Yeah, with the IPv4,
they'd be worth,
we're out of IPv4.
They're worth $100 million bucks. Yeah. That bill did not pass. The Defense Department does not use them, but the problem is you could set up botnets because they don't use it. You could do all sorts of nefarious things pretending to be 11 dot. And so what they did is it's actually a completely reasonable security process. They routed all the traffic that had been going through that just to see, and then they searched through it just to see if anybody's doing anything bad with it, and shut it down.
It's the equivalent. Yeah, it's the equivalent of having an empty house and checking on it.
Checking on the empty house.
Thank you, Stacey. If only they said that in the lead.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
I said good day.
Now, the other question is, minutes before Trump left office, part of the headline, and the chat room came up with some pretty speculation that probably this completely normal security procedure, this checking the house, this inventory, had approval from the prior administration, And they didn't want to go through the whole process again with a brand new Secretary of Defense and all of that. So they said, well, but, look, we better get this done before the inauguration. So that's why they did it then. And I think that makes sense. I don't know why. But in other words, as suspicious as this all sounds, there is absolutely nothing nefarious going on.
No.
It's completely normal. Completely normal. Good day, sir. I said good day. I love that. I love that, Ant. Good reference.